Pace, who had helped a young woman who had fallen down from her friend's bike into the potholes in Mumbai, right? And rushed her to hospital, fought with the authorities who refused to admit her, then took on the police knowing he was in the right. I was really speechless. I mean, I couldn't believe that such good people existed in Mumbai, because all, like I said, you're reading is negative news. Okay. The woman, which I want to also say, is alive today because of this young man. She's out of the hospital right now because of this young man. Okay? And what I also want to point out to you is she was a burqa-clad woman. Our politicians today are putting differences between our communities. Therefore, I want to shake them up and tell them our youngsters don't, I'm sorry to use the word, give a damn what the community is. They will put their hand out to help anybody, right or wrong? So, when this came, I have to of course compliment some politicians. I'm sorry, 2 of you are here, but even then, some of them have to be complimented. So, when this came in the Mumbai Mirror, our member of parliament from the Shiv Sena party from South Bombay, not from here, Mr. Arvind Sawant, rang this young man up, found out what were the details of what had happened, rang up the hospital and told them that the 20,000 rupees that you have paid will be returned to him, and I think all her treatment will be done free of cost. If not, he left it as ... because you know what an MP can do to a hospital here. So I think Arvind Sawant also should get a bit. I wish we had more such politicians who appreciated brave hearts. Okay, so I would now ask him to speak.
For 1 minute, can I just say something?
Sure.
I also want to thank
another Pace. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yes. I think it's the name, no? I think Pace is stands for.
Pace.
Yeah. We have here with us today Lillian Pace. His husband rescued a young boy who was drowning in Goa. They had gone to a beach resort. She and her children got out of the swimming pool. He was still, Neil, right? Neil was still in the swimming pool at the deep, about to come out, and it was dark. He looked at the back and he saw something going down. He thought maybe somebody had taken a dive inside, whatever it is. Before you knew it, he had rescued the boy, given him the treatment. His parents were shocked. The boy is alive today because of Neil Pace. Lillian, please stand up. Take a bow on your I want to somebody's crying today. He's not here. He was there. He's here. Then why did you bring him?
I did not told Rick.
Should have brought him.
Lillian wants to walk the line.
Sorry, I was not told.
Okay. Do you want to add something else to this, Lillian?
No, I was present and I felt very proud. I can ask him to visit. He will come.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the Pace name has some kind of some genetic thing that makes them want to give to others. Okay. So now, would you like to share what made you do it? And I believe this is not the first time you've done it.
So first of all, everyone, thanks so much. For I shy away from calling myself Prince Samaritan or Braveheart and all, but now those terms actually coming in our new Supreme Court guidelines, and also let's just use it. So I just I've taken some notes down, so let's quickly run over a few topics, right? So because at the end of this, I want to make sure that what I made not just save that girl. Actually, 2 lives, because then they figured she was pregnant. So that 2 lives. And it creates a ripple effect where each one of you go out there, spread, do your own actions and spread the word out there, right? So I'm also going to be, talking about the legal aspect of people said, you need to know the laws and things like that, right? So what worked for me, I would say is, why I turned out to be this guy who helps people all the time is actually you have to look at Shrishti's example, right? So she's 18 years old, right? That's important not because she's young, but because she did this at 18, she will continue doing this at 27 where I am right now, right? I'm doing this at 27 and 28 because I did this when I was 18. So you got to start really young when you do all these things, it, because then you keep getting bolder. As you get older, you stop taking the judgment and say you wouldn't jump it, right? So that's that. Just examples, right? So by the way, fact is this year is actually going to be the best year for Good Samaritans in this country, because for the first time ever, the Supreme Court actually, issued official guidelines that will protect Good Samaritans, right? And this in a matter of couple of months, after the whole haggle over the GST bill in Parliament is completed, will become a whole law, right? So 3 to 4 key points that each of you should remember about this guideline. In fact, we don't have to wait for it to become a law; it's already a Supreme Court issued guideline, so as good as the law. A good Samaritan can never be harassed, right? In fact, the Supreme Court has gone as far to say that a good Samaritan is not to be treated as a normal person, but he is to be treated with respect, right? Please remember, whenever you're in a situation like me, the hospital or the police station, right, can never hold you back. You can always choose to give or not give your information to the hospital or to the police station, including your basic information like your name. But I would always recommend just leave your name and your phone number behind. You never know what news will come to them. Right? The hospital should never ever ask you to pay for the admission, the treatment, or the registration of an accident victim that you bring in there, unless there's a loophole there. You're a relative, right? Then you better get your cash together, right? But if you are not, you do not need to make any of these payments. Right? The important thing with these came out as some of the reasons that each of you all, said I wouldn't go it because of this. Well, this has now been taken. Now you don't have an excuse anymore, right? That's been taken care by the Supreme Court, right? So a few other things, tips and tricks of daily life that will help you in situations like these. Once somebody said about body language, right? That is very important, right? You may know the laws, you may know the rules, right? Or you may not know it. But if you sound as a confident guy who knows the rules, nobody will question you, right? You just gotta make them feel, I know my stuff. They're not going to question you, right? So that's very important. I didn't know all the rules and laws when I did this for the first time, but I stood my ground. So they thought, okay, this guy knows something, that's not my secret, right? The other thing I slightly disagree with is, where it happens in many instances, but it also doesn't happen in many, is where, you may go ahead and help someone and everybody else will be a bystander. That has never happened to me, right? This may be my 8th or 9th such case, right? I've always told people that everybody is willing to help. They're just waiting for the first person to step in. Remember that. If you are, and you have got to be the first person stepping in. If you are the first person stepping in, people will come from behind. I'll take my own example. That day I was on the highway, right? So my mom and my dad went with me in the car, right? Obviously, to make way for the victim as well as the guy who was with her, I had to ask them to step out in the middle of the highway, right? But I knew that even though I left them on the middle of the highway, I know nothing would happen to them, because immediately as soon as I left them on the highway, the cars behind me offered to pick them up and bring them to the hospital, right? So these are your everyday heroes, right? A hero does not need to be the person who goes and rescues the person taken to the hospital, right? These are the smaller heroes who helped out, right? They were just waiting for me to step in, and the moment I stepped in, all the car doors behind me opened, everybody stopped on the highway, people started coming in, one guy moved the bike, other guy removed the key, other guy put people in the car, other guy picked my parents up and dropped them, right? So you have got to be the first person to do that, right? That's another important thing. Just be a little, I would not say you need to know the rules in and out. Just read the papers, watch the news. That's enough knowledge about the rules, right? Rules are based on common sense, right? It has to be common sense that if you're helping someone, you cannot be prosecuted, you cannot be held guilty. Just go by that common sense, right? A few other things is what helped me at that point was that I was a little, probably because it was my 7th or 8th time, I knew now I knew the tricks of the trade. I knew exactly when I go in there what the hospital is going to do, what the police guy is going to do, what they're going to tell me, how they're going to try to take me around this, beat around the bush. So I had my mobile phone, right? The first thing I did, I put my mobile phone on video mode, and I put it right here, right? And thanks to the size of my phone, the camera will always stick out, right? So every time I spoke to them, the stuff they said, they didn't realize I was recording it, right? These are some of the tricks, right? Whenever they give you some assurances, get them to write it on paper and give it to you. In this case, I told the hospital that if you do not give it to me in writing on paper, I will not leave this hospital or take the victim away. That's when they got a little scared, because they know when they're given in writing, they're going to be in trouble, right? But there, for the first time ever, they saw a guy who was actually questioning them, right? They were trained to move such victims out of the hospital to a municipal hospital.
but they were never trained, what to do in an instance where the guy doesn't listen to them and starts, questioning us, right? Because they did not know that, I was able to get through it, right? They did not know how to deal with me, right? Which is why they actually issued a paper that says we are not admitting this person because of financial issues, right? And that is the paper I presented to Mumbai Mayor as evidence, because they asked me the first thing, do you have any evidence, right? This is evidence, I have that evidence. But I don't expect this to come the first time you do something like this. I didn't do this the first time I did it, right? So now that you know about this, it gives you like a early start advantage, right? Remember these points. The other thing is, I think support system is very, very important, right? Support system, like this is a support system for somebody you helped, right? The very fact that Mr. Loyola actually took the effort of finding my mobile number from somewhere through someone on Facebook and then contacted me, that in itself was a support system. He is an example of an everyday hero, right? He didn't have to come to the crime scene or the accident scene or take on the authorities, no, but he did his bit by simply calling me and saying, I want you to come down here, meet, talk to people and tell them about your experience so they learn, right? Similarly, Kulkarni and everybody else who called me that day at the house, right? So this is the kind of support system we need, right? The parents are the support system. My parents have been very encouraging, all throughout, right? So they are one of the reasons why I turned out this way, right? But I always say, even if you do not have the support system, even if you do not have the rules and regulations, if you cannot work with the system, you have got to work in spite of the system. That is extremely important, right? And in this country, at this point, I know everybody wants to hear positivity and we are changing and all, but in this country, at this point, unless you are maybe in a good ALM around Bandra, you have to work in spite of the system. And I was dealing with probably the worst parts of Mumbai, Mankhurd and Govandi. I was not expecting any support there, right? So that's extremely important. And you have to be true to yourself, really. You have to be not doing this for fame or for anything else or reward or whatever it is, right? Because this is literally the 8th time that I was doing it and somebody noticed, right? So it shouldn't be this that keeps you going, right? This also should be one of the things. It has to be your inner self, right? For me, the only aim that day was to save that girl. That's all. Nothing else mattered to me. Whether it was my car seat, getting blood stained, whether it was anything else, right? Whether the 20,000 I paid in there, right? That none of that mattered because I knew I was doing the right thing. All this will automatically come back, which is all coming back. More money is coming back. Car costs, the recognition, all that comes along the way, right? The other trick I'm just going to share with you is, also try to, in these cases, try to learn and use people you hate. I hate to say this, but that party is the party I really hate. But I managed to get an MP from that party to help me out to get my things done. Right? These are the tips and tricks of getting these things done in this, in this city. It's not like he was very proactive. The first time I called him, he actually questioned me. I had to follow up with him, but all in all, he did a good job. He helped me out. It is because of him, to a very large extent, that the hospital is not making that. Right? That's one. When you are doing something good, right, everything will fall in place. Do not never forget that. Like look at the coincidence of things that I did. Okay, I helped someone out, and the very next day on TV they were playing out a show about potholes in Mumbai, right? And coincidentally they were calling in for viewers. They were telling viewers to call in. I called in. Right? On that show was Mr. Arvind Sawant who was sitting in there. He heard me. He asked me for my number. He called me back. Right? Literally everything got served on my. After I did the helping and everything just got served. He called me up. He put me in touch with somebody else in Vashi, and everything just fell in place. Right? So when you do good things always happen to you. Don't forget that. Right? These are things you've heard in books, quotations, and all. But these are actually things that happen in daily life. Right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, like I said, always be aware, right? You keep absorbing news, right? Because that's where all of us expect to learn about the law. No one's opening up a book and reading about the law or going and sitting for courtrooms and proceedings of politics, right? Do that. So yeah, support system, right? Even if it's that when somebody like me posted on Facebook, even if you go and hit like, that is a support system. Do that. That's all right. You've done your bit by just clicking like, that's good enough, right? And also the good example that he gave was actually of everyday heroes, right? Your rescues and your being good Samaritan doesn't have to be helping someone from an accident. It can just be this daily thing where you see a guy teasing a woman, you just go and stand in the middle. That's good enough. That's a good start. That's a great start. You see someone having someone in a local train while getting in, you go there, put your hand and pull him back. He won't even realize. That's your hero giri. That's good enough, right? So do these small actions. That's where things are going to begin, right? For this part, that part, it's an early start. For this rest of us, it might not be that early start. So, but yeah, so it's not just the next generation is going to do stuff, but only if the previous generation supports and creates a base, right? And that's I think what events like these are doing, right? So keep this going. It really helps. I want to let you know that these events help, right? It will keep me going, and as well as I hope I'm able to create a ripple effect. If not in terms of action, at least in terms of spreading the knowledge to other people and getting them to act, so on and so forth, right? So key takeaway, just work in spite of the system, right? We'll all be keep complaining. Supreme Court has given us one less reason to complain now. Do not say I'll be harassed. You will not be harassed, right? If you're harassed, just keep your call, right?